That was strange. I did a video about my analyses of the Democratic and Republican preambles to their platforms. I had just gotten into talking about language, the differences that I see in language and that the language brought up in me. And then all of a sudden, the camera froze on me in the most awkward, with the most awkward expression on my face. It was really weird. Hi, Jasmine. Um, so I'm going to, yeah, I'm watching your words, watching me live. Thanks. Uh, so I have a racism page here, right? So I'm comparing what the two parties say about race, and these are the sentences that I've picked up from their preambles. So far, I didn't see anything. The Republicans didn't mention anything about race. And the Democrats, here are some things that they say. They're committed to a more equitable future, redress systemic injustices, reinvent our institutions, throw open the doors of opportunity. They say we will restore the full power of the Voting Rights Act, um, redress systemic injustices, uh, restore the soul of our nation. And so when it comes to racial issues, I noticed it was mostly a black and white, the black white dynamic. And they also mentioned Black Lives Matter. Now, this is just me, my opinion, or what I see and what I don't see. I'm going to try to leave my opinion out of it, but just tell you what I see and I don't see. I'm imagining that maybe I'm an immigrant from the Philippines, or I'm from Uganda, or I'm from, I don't know, I could be an immigrant from Bosnia, I could be from Australia, I could be from Peru. I come to the United States, and I know that the U.S. government, when people come in, if they already don't have connections, so there are different types of immigration. So, like, let's say um, somebody is seeking asylum, right? If there's a group of people, they're seeking asylum, there's some, from political persecution or war or whatever, the United States government will generally place people with a community from their homeland, right? It just makes sense. And then there are other immigrants who come in because the United States needs their skill, right? So it might be in the tech industry, or it might be in medicine or something like that. There are different ways that people immigrate to the United States, but generally, when people come from other countries here, they wind up, for whatever reasons, not whatever reasons, well, yeah, reasons and how, with their a community, their immigrant community, and then they, like, over time, like, assimilate, become U.S. citizens, and that's the story of this country. So I'm just imagining, what if I'm an immigrant from the Philippines and I'm looking at, the preamble to the Democratic preamble, and then I might go, well, what about my people? Why is everything about, black and white and Black Lives Matter? Because there's so many different people here in the United States, and I'm wondering if my concerns are going to be taken care of. And then I'll go on the Republican website and I will look, and I might go, well, I see that the Republican values, line up very well with my values from my culture and my country. And I really feel welcome here because there's really no emphasis whatsoever on race. And there doesn't quite seem to be a hierarchy or anything like that. It's like, if I come to this country and I work hard and I abide by the rules, it feels like I'm welcome, because the emphasis is on, like, policies and principles and ethics and a structure that I can, you know, like flourish within. Or I might look at the Democratic website and go, wow, this is very attractive to me because I feel very welcome. The Democrats are trying to show me every way. Well, no, it's not that they don't mention Filipinos at all, but you know, they talk about um, erasing inequities and injustices and things like that. So it was really interesting to look and to compare. And like I said in my first video, before it really strangely got cut off, um, the language. There's the Democrat side is a very rich emotional language, and it just brings up, like for me, I read it and all sorts of memories come up because the site is reminding me about systemic racism and injustices, and the site is reminding me about all the, you know, all the hardships that my people have been through. And the site kind of reminds me that somehow my people are kind of like singled out or have this story in America, and they're working very hard to correct that. And then the Republican site is very, I don't know, there's an openness to it, and then also like the structure to it. 8 years ago was the last time I did this level of analysis. And I felt like 8 years ago, the Democrat and Republican platforms were very close to each other. There wasn't that much of a difference, really, not that much of a difference. I must say, honestly, reading the preambles, um, the Democratic preamble, I really don't recognize the United States. I'll say it in this sense. I don't recognize the United States in their preamble, the United States that is attractive to people from all over the world. Um, those things that are uniquely American, that are to this day inspiring people, and those things that are uniquely American that to this day have kept the Union together. I don't see in the Democratic preamble an acknowledgement or an affirmation of anything at all. What I read in it is just kind of like the history of the United States. Besides, so it's like the history is. I see a lot of a lot of focus on the negative history of the United States, and then also the very things that made this country great and attractive, that make it great and attractive, like the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the, you know, the pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, all of that not there in the preamble. And then when I read the Republican side, I recognize immediately all of those things that are uniquely American that do make this country an inspiration to the rest of the world. I'm going to wrap it up in just a moment, but what I want to say is where the United States goes, the rest of the world goes. I know many people who feel right now they feel embarrassed to be citizens of the United States, and there's a lot of conversation that they have around shame and humiliation and, oh, what does the world think of us? I know they're looking and they're laughing, and well, I figure probably some people are and some people aren't. I know that, I guess it depends on how you look at it, like what you choose to focus on. I feel like with the Democrats, if my motivation is to be taken care of, and to have many safety nets, and to, you know, if I'm willing to comply, and I just really want to feel good, the Democratic platform is very attractive. But if I want to, start a business, if I want to take risks, if I'm if I'm motivated to work really hard, if I really want to take 100% responsibility for my life, meaning that if I fail, the failure is all on me. Um, and and if I want to have like really religious freedom or freedom of thought, freedom to move around, the Republican platform looks more attractive to me. And just like everything else in life, like United States, you've got the left brain and the right brain, and with humanity, male and female, and hot, cold, up, down. Um, and that is why to this day, the United States is, we have two major parties. And I know many people are very upset that we have a two-party system, but that's life. We have male and female, have up and down, we have birth and death, we have right brain, left brain. And there have been studies in the past that look at really the brains of conservatives and the brains of liberals, um, and how people on both sides want the best for this country, and they disagree on the best way to achieve it. And if I could have my way, like if I had a magic wand and I could wave it, it would be for every single American to go on both parties' platforms and do something similar to what I'm doing, and to just block out the media and what they're saying, and go out there and meet people who have different opinions and learn something new. And I think that if enough people approach politics and life from that perspective, we can solve more problems. We'll be much happier. We'll all feel safer because we'll know that really most people are not our enemy. And there won't be so much hatred and fear. So that's what I want to say about that. And I think tomorrow, either I'll talk about something else, or if I am so moved, I will go to another one of these, and pick out something else to talk